Namaste dear students. Today we are here to discuss about the life cycle of honeybee, which is in unit 3 honeybee of Science and Technology grade 10. In previous class we discussed about the structure of honeybee, types of honeybee and types of hives also, and how do honeybee communicate, what they eat. Today we discuss about the life cycle of honeybee, how the life cycle of honeybee completes and what are the stages of life cycle of honeybee. Let's take a look. Can you see here? What is this? This is the natural hive of honeybee, which is in the branch of tree. See? How big hive is this? And how these honeybees are produced? How does honeybee complete its life cycle? By seeing this hive, this boy is thinking, how does honeybee complete its life cycle? Similarly, you can see here another hive. This is also natural beehive, which is in the branch of tree. Here also one question is there. How do these three types of honeybee forms in a single colony? In previous class, we discussed about the three types of honeybees. What are those? Yes, those are queen bee, drone bee and worker bee. And how these three types of honeybees are produced? Next question. Which bee is involved in this reproduction? There are three types of bees, and out of three types of bees, which bees are involved in reproduction? Today we discuss about these questions. And next question. How is new colony of bee formed? In a single colony, there is a single queen bee. Yes, and how new colony is formed? See, here small hive is forming. That means there is a very small one. Just initial phase it is shown in this picture. How this is formed? Okay. The process of forming new colony is swarming. You can see here. See, there are some from this, some bees are going out of this in a group, in a large group. That means when a new queen bee or two queen bees are formed in a single hive, then one queen bee, which one is older one, that old queen bee will form a new colony. Half of the worker bee and drone bee will go with that old queen bee and half will remain in the same hive. In this way, they move from single hive to the another hive. That means they divide the total members of the bees in a hive into different colony, and that one colony will move to the next hive and they will form a new colony there. That is called swarming. Okay, and next one is the life cycle of honeybee. How the life cycle of honeybee completes. Before knowing about the life cycle of honeybee, we should know something about the process of life cycle. Okay, here we can see honeybee undergo complete metamorphosis. Have you heard about the metamorphosis? What does it mean? Metamorphosis means simply changing the stages to complete the life cycle. We can see the different organisms complete their life cycle in different stages. Like in some cases, egg, nymph and adult. In some cases, we can see egg, larva, pupa, adult. So there are various, some used to give directly birth to the young one, which is growing and form an adult one. So there are various methods of completion of life cycle. Here, honeybee undergoes complete metamorphosis, and there are 4 stages. Complete metamorphosis means if the insect completes the life cycle of any organism, or especially in case of insect, if they complete their life cycle by changing from egg, larva, pupa and adult. Egg changed to larva, larva changed to pupa and pupa changed into adult. This is called complete metamorphosis. The duration varies. That means duration of the life cycle of the life process varies from one bee to another bee. Queen bee have its own lifespan and worker bee has its own lifespan. We have discussed in the previous class also, and similarly drone bee also has the different. Here, why do many drone bee go behind a single queen bee sometimes? Okay, sometimes we see one queen bee flying in the air, especially in the very good evening. That means there is sunlight, sun is going to, that means sun setting time. The many bees go behind the queen bee, especially drone bee go behind the queen bee. Can you see here? See, one queen bee and many drone bees behind her. Why do they go so? Why do they do so? Just it is for the nuptial flight. What is nuptial flight? The queen takes one or several nuptial flights to mate with the drones. That means for mating purpose, especially for the mating purpose, queen used to take this nuptial flight, or we can say it as a mating flight also. When a queen bee become adult, when it feels I am an adult, then it produces some smell, that means the pheromone we have already discussed in the previous class. Yeah, then it invites many drone from a same colony or from the different colony, and it used to fly in the air, and when it go out of the hive, other drone bee from same or different hives, they used to go behind the queen, and which one will meet first? It will mate with the queen bee. Then it discharges the sperms into the queen bee, and the queen bee collect those sperms into its spermatheca. It is a special sac where sperms are collected, that is called spermatheca. Okay, and or sperm sac we can say. And in one's natural flight also, it used to mate with many drone bee, and it collect many sperms from those drone bee and it keep in its spermatheca. Drone dies after the mating. See, when it mate with this queen bee, the drone will die. Just it fall down and it die. Why does it die? Because when it perform the mating, it used to, that means tear its internal structure also, even abdomen. While inserting the sperms into the queen bee, it used to tear its whole body structure also. Because of that, it used to die. After mating, the queen begins to laying eggs. That means after mating with many drone, it return back to its hive. At that time, those worker bee make a clean, and they used to form the hives for the laying eggs. That means they construct new hives, new combs or new brood cells for the laying eggs. Then after mating, the queen bee returned to the hive, and in those new brood cells it used to lay eggs. And this fertile queen can lay fertilized as well as unfertilized eggs. As we have already discussed in the previous class, the drone bees are formed from the unfertilized egg, and worker bee and queen bees are formed from the which eggs? Yes, fertilized eggs. Then what is complete metamorphosis? Just here in this picture we can see, we have said the life cycle begins after mating. And what is complete metamorphosis? Just let's discuss. Here you can see the queen bee lay eggs inside this brood cell. Now this small egg will completely changed into a larva, which is very voracious eater. Okay, and this voracious eater larva grow in size, and it used to molt for 4 to 5 times. What is molting? Molt means it used to change its skin. As it grows faster, its outer skin is not enough to cover its body. Because of that, it used to shed off its outer skin. That is called molting, and it takes 4 or 5 molting. Then it changed into a pupa, which have legs, but it is the resting stage where it doesn't show any movement, but there are many physiological changes are going on inside it, and at last it become an adult. In this way, see, egg changed into larva, larva changed into pupa, and pupa changed into adult. That means there are different histolysis and histogenesis takes place. What is histolysis? Old cells which are not required for it are damaged. These are degenerated, but which are required for them, and new tissues are formed. That is called histogenesis. And this complete metamorphosis takes place in this way, by the process of histolysis and histogenesis, I said. And that means these honey bee passes egg, larva, pupa and adult stage. How this takes place I have already told you, and this process is called complete metamorphosis, which means that the form of bee changes drastically from larva to the adult. That means egg to larva, larva to pupa, pupa to adult, by the process of histolysis and histogenesis. Histolysis means breaking down of old and damaged tissue. Histogenesis means formation of new tissues. Okay, by this process it used to change from egg to adult. Okay, this is called complete metamorphosis. How this takes place, just let's discuss about it. Again she is thinking, how many stages does honeybee complete in its life cycle? Already you know. Can you say? Yes, egg, larva, pupa and adult. And here you can see how many. See, first this queen bee is laying egg, then small larva, somewhat big larva, and then pupa. There are various stages we can see here. At last a adult bee is formed. Next, the life cycle of honey bee. Here we can see the stages of honey bee cycle. First there is egg, egg to larva, larva to pupa, pupa to adult. And egg stage. What is egg? How is it? Egg means, have you seen egg? Which egg you have seen? Yes, hen egg. Is it? Similarly, just like hen, this honeybee also lay egg. These eggs are very tiny, very small, and it used to lay the eggs in a brood cell which is prepared by the worker bee. And these eggs are white and elongated, very small and elongated in shape. They are of about 1 to 1.5 millimeter in size, very small in size. This queen bee lay 2 types of eggs. One is fertilized egg, which becomes queen bee and worker bee, whereas another type of egg, that is unfertilized egg, that becomes drone bee. the egg stage lasts for 3 days for all types of bees. And next one is larva stage. After egg, it will turn into larva. When there is different modification takes place, that small egg will change into single celled. Egg means one cell. That single celled egg will generate new cell and it will form the larva stage. In this larva stage, we can see the structure here. There are many segments we can see here. And this larva stage is, that means after 3 days of egg stage, it will change into a larva by generating new cells, and it forms many segments in it also. Larvae are actively feeding at this stage. They used to eat, and because of that, they used to grow very faster. And the duration of larva stage is about 5.5 days in case of queen. It is varies from one bee to another bee. 5.5 days for the queens, 6 days for the worker, and 7 days for the drones. Diet determine the future role of these bees. If what kind of diet is fed to the larva, that determine which type of bee will be. For example, if it is completely fed royal jelly for 5.5 days, it will become a queen bee. That means that will develop into a queen bee. If bee bread and honey is fed to the larva after 3 days, then that will become worker bee or drone bee. If it is fertilized egg, it will become worker bee. If it is unfertilized egg, it will become drone bee. That means for 3 days, all type of larva is fed royal jelly. After 3 days, if it is continue to feed this royal jelly, that will become a queen bee. If it is changed to honey and bee bread, then it will change to either worker bee or drone bee. Next one is larva molts for 4 to 5 times. That means already what is molting I have said. That means these are highly feeding. That means continuously eating and eating. So because of that, they grow very faster. As they grow very faster, what happens? Their outer skin is not enough to cover its body, so they shed off. That shedding of old skin is called molting. Next one, pupa stage. What is pupa stage? Next stage, that means first egg, larva, now larva is turned to pupa. In this pupa stage, as I already said you, larva is the voracious eater, but here it stopped to feed or stopped to eat also. Then it is closed with a wax sheet and it present inside that brood cell without eating, without doing any movement. Just there are physiological changes going on, but we can't see any movement at all. In this stage, there is significant structures are changed. Just like in larva stage, there are no legs, no wings, nothing is present. But here, there is separation of head, thorax, abdomen, development of legs, etc. takes place. And there is development of legs, wings, mouth parts, all the parts are developed here. And its duration is 7.5 days for the queen. It is also different for different types of bees. 7.5 days for the queen bees, 12 days for the worker bee, and 14 days for the drone bee. Next, adult stage. Next stage is adult stage. After pupa stage, it turned to adult stage. In the adult stage, there is different structure we can see. Just like in previous class, we have discussed the structure, external structure of honeybee. All the structure we can see in the adult bee. How does it comes out? See here, in pupa stage, this brood cell is closed with the wax sheet or wax cap. Now, when this pupa turn to adult, this adult will choose this outer cap and it comes out of the brood cell. Here, if these are the worker bee, what they do? Worker immediately begin helping the hive. I already told you in the previous class, these worker bee start to work from birth to death. Yeah, that means they work very hard. They are very laborious. See, if they are worker bee, they immediately begin helping the hive, like cleaning and also just feeding, etc. And queen prepare for mating flight. If it is queen bee, it start to prepare itself for the mating. And in case of drone, it used to seek to mate with the queen from other colonies. That means the queen is not ready here. The drone bees are seeking to mate with the queen bee from other colony also. In this way, when the adult stage is coming, each and every type of bee have their own work or own characteristics also. The honey bee always complete its life cycle in different stages, and these different stages of the honey bee and different types of honey bee are very beneficial for the human being. We have discussed about the beneficial or the benefits of the honey bee in previous class also. That means they used to prepare honey, they used to prepare wax, they used to help in the pollination. Those are the benefits of the honey bee. That means the different stages of the worker bee perform different work. Based on that, we discuss about the beneficial to the human being, how they are beneficial to the human being. Just let's have a look in this. Total development time. Just we discussed about the different stages of life cycle of honey bee. So, which bee completes its life cycle in how many days? Just take a look. Queen bee, just 16 days. Worker bee, 21 days. Drone bee, 24 days. That means the longest period takes which one? Drone bee. And shortest period is of queen bee. Worker bee of about 21 days. We can see here there are which type of honeybees are these? Can you guess? Yes, worker bee, because they used to perform various functions. That's just collecting nectar and pollen from the plants. And each and every bee have their own role in the hive. Especially worker bee. What are the roles of worker bee by their age? In which age, what type of work they used to perform? Let's see. See here, it is cleaning, it is collecting nectar from the flower, but so many functions they perform in their hive. By the age determine what kind of function they have to perform. Okay. First one is 1 to 3 days. In the age of 1 to 3 days, they used to clean hive and warming the brood. That means they give warmth to the brood cell. That means inside that there are larvae, and for larvae and pupa they provide warmth. From 4 to 6 days, feeding larva. The egg turns to larvae in the brood cell. At that time, they used to feed the larvae. They used to produce from the gland. There is a royal jelly gland in their head that they used to produce royal jelly, and they used to feed those royal jelly to the bees. That means growing larvae of the bees from 7 to 11 days. And in case of 4 to 6 days, they used to feed the collected honey and nectar which is stored in their honey cells or those honeycomb. They used to feed them bee bread and honey. In 7 to 11 days, what they do? They used to feed the royal jelly. They used to produce royal jelly from in their head there is a small gland. From that gland they used to produce the royal jelly. That royal jelly is fed to the larvae. Next, 12 to 17 days, producing wax and building comb. That means in this stage they used to produce wax from their gland, wax gland, and that wax is used to prepare these combs, or we can say brood cells. 18 to 20 days, they do the guard duty. They used to protect their hives from the enemies. Just they be outside the hive and just protect their other bees. And after 21 days, they are capable to flying long distance. In one flight, they can fly for 2 kilometers. Okay, and they just go for the collecting nectar, searching nectar, pollen and water, just foraging for nectar, pollen and water. They go out of the hives and they collect nectar, pollen and water and bring to the hive. In this way, worker bee perform various functions by the age. Age-wise, their work is different. Next one is queen bee's role. What is the role of queen bee? Just see here, there are so many worker bees, single queen bee, which is elongated one, which we can identify. What is it doing here? It used to lay up to 3000 eggs per day under favorable condition. If there is a favorable condition, then it used to lay eggs. 3000 eggs per day means how many eggs does it lay in its lifetime. Next, regulates hive activities through pheromone production. That means it used to control, it used to coordinate among the bees and what should be done in the colony, in the hive, it decides, and it gives direction to the all other bees. Mate with multiple drone. We have seen in the nuptial flight, it used to take a nuptial flight once or several times in its lifetime, but especially most of them take only once, okay, one nuptial flight in its lifetime, but sometimes it may take other times also, okay. It mates with the multiple drones and collect sperms for the reproduction or to produce the fertilized egg. It stores sperms in a specialized structure called spermatheca. Already I have told you in the nuptial flight also, they used to mate with multiple drones and collect sperms which is stored in the spermatheca. What is the role of drone bee? Already we have discussed about the worker bee role, queen bee role, and last, drone bee. What roles it performs in its hive? Primary function is to mate with queen. It mates with the queen, so and it just discharges the sperms into the queen bee's body, which is collected in the spermatheca. Help in maintaining the hive temperature. It used to be outside the hive and it maintains the temperature of the hive, and it doesn't survive after the mating. Once it mate with the queen, it will die. How does honey produce in a hive? How honeybee produce honey? Let's see a look. How honey is produced? Just have a look here. It is produced from the nectar collected by the worker bee. At first, worker collect the nectar and the composition of the honey is 80 to 85% carbohydrate, 15 to 17% water, and 0.3% protein, 0.2% amino acid. These are the approximate, okay, not exact. These are the approximate composition of the honey, and its color, smell and effectiveness depend on the flower source. That means what type of flower they are collecting nectar, from which type of flower they are collecting nectar, its color depend on that. That means color, smell and effectiveness. Sometimes we feel that honey is very sweet, and sometimes the sweetness is somewhat less, and color is also different. Sometimes we see the clear or colorless honey, sometimes we see the color of the honey is pale yellow, like that. The honey production process involves evaporation and enzymatic action, especially evaporation of water and enzymatic action to just decompose the higher fats or the higher carbohydrates, that those into the simple form. What is the process of honey making? Let's see here. Bee collect nectar from the flowers. After collecting the nectar, nectar is stored in their honey stomach. That means inside their body there is a honey collecting bag, which is called honey stomach. And that nectar is stored on that honey stomach. After collecting that nectar, what it does, the honeybee produce different kinds of enzymes inside its body. Those enzymes helps to break down those complex sugar. That means in nectar there is complex sugar, complex other proteins also, and from those are break down or those are decomposed by these enzymes. Enzymatic action takes place here, and after enzymatic action it used to regurgitate. That means it just vomit away. First it take the nectar in its nectar stomach or a honey stomach. Inside that enzymes helps to decompose it. After decomposition it becomes simple form and it regurgitate to those honey cells. And after that they used to fanning the wings. With the help of wings they used to fan it, then evaporate the water content present in that. Then after that it is stored in, it is a now honey. That means evaporation takes place, enzymatic action takes place. Now it become the honey which is stored in the wax cell, that means which is specially prepared by the wax, that is honeycomb we call, and it is capped so that cannot be leaked from those cells. In this way honey is produced. Now we have discussed about the various topic about the life cycle, that means different stages of the life cycle of honeybee and how honey is produced by the honeybee. Also we have discussed about the how there is swarming takes place, how there is nuptial flight takes place. So I hope you have studied, that means you have gained much knowledge about the life cycle of honeybee and different topics we have discussed. Let's see how much we have learned in this class. Through this some question which I have shown here. First type of questions are multiple choice question. Let's guess the best or the correct option from this. First question is, which of the following stage in the honeybee life cycle is inactive stage? Here there are some stages are given: egg, larva, pupa and adult. Which one is the inactive stage among these four stages? We have discussed, yeah? Which one is the inactive stage? Pupa. Very good. And next question is, what determines whether a fertilized egg becomes a queen or worker bee? Yes, the size of the egg, the type of food fed to the larva, the temperature of the hive, the position of the egg in the hive. Which one decides the whether it becomes queen or worker? Can you guess? Yes, you know. This is the type of food fed to the larva. If royal jelly fed to complete stage, that becomes queen, and if after 3 days if it is fed honey bread, then it becomes co-worker bee. Next question, which bee lay eggs in the hive? There are 3 bees are shown, P, Q and R. Which one will lay egg in hive? Can you identify these? Which bees are there? Okay, that is R. And next question. These are the constructed response type. That means you have to write the answer. Explain the life cycle of honeybee in 4 points. How can you explain the life cycle of honeybee in 4 points? Like how it completes its life cycle, like egg, larva and pupa, complete metamorphosis. One thing you have to include complete metamorphosis. Then how it changes from egg to larva, larva to adult, and larva to pupa, and pupa to adult. Those things you have to include in 4 points, and you have to write in a point wise, okay, in a serial wise, okay, don't mess up. And next one is draw well level figure of life cycle of honeybee. You can draw the life cycle of honeybee in a cyclic form, okay. And next one is explain the process involved in honeybee shown in the picture. What process is shown in this picture? Explain this process, okay. Which process is shown here? Yes, it is a nuptial flight or mating flight, where what happens and how does it takes place. Just explain it and write it in your copy and show to your science teacher. I hope you have learned many things from this class. For today, I say goodbye to you and be healthy, happy and do your work. Bye-bye.